Facebook, where you have to choose between different genders, between different, you and I have spoken a little bit about Jaron Lanier and his critique of that. There's a problem with the notion that we have to, in some way, identify. We have to exclude. We can't have different ambivalent meanings in the same way.
Yeah, but what interests me, if you ask me, in phenomena, not only Facebook, but generally this, let's call them staged identities, like where you can invent a fake identity. I can be a straight man and I can construct my digital web persona, which is that of a promiscuous woman, of a gay person, whatever. The thing, it's obvious what I will say, the thing that interests me is how there can be more truth in the mask that you adopt than in your real inner self. I always believe in masks. I never believed in emancipatory potential of this gesture, let's tear off the masks. Okay, let me give you
keep the persona.
Yeah, but why? Let me give you a simple example. Let us say that I am in reality a shy, impotent, stupid person, afraid, but then in internet interaction, I adopt a screen persona of a brutal, rapist guy who humiliates people, beats women, and so on. It's too easy to say, oh, I'm really a coward, but there I imagine to be a powerful macho. What if it's the opposite? What if I really am that, a brutal guy, but in real life, because of social pressure and so on, I oppress it, so that the true mask is my authentic, real self. And the truth comes out precisely in the guise of a fiction, which is why I like very much old-fashioned novels like, is it Mansfield Park or which, Jane Austen, this classical topos that there are a group of people, some of their lovers, who are too shy to act upon their love, but then, for example, if they're upper class, they decide to stage a play, and as if by a miracle, the roles that they play there allows them to say on stage to the person they love that in real love they cannot say, and so on and so on.
This is a very Nietzschean move of you, no? The notion that our truth is really the mask we put on.
Yeah, although, okay, that's another topic, my problems with Nietzsche and so on, But yes, I believe in this, I believe here in alienation. I'm in alienation in the sense of, again, you need an external point of identification. The truth is out there, but not because we have to avoid our true inner self. Our true inner self is full of shit. It's misery, whatever. I never believed in, getting deep into a person. If I go deep into anyone, I discover shit. We are all filthy, egotists, whatever. It doesn't interest me.
So approaching them in what way, then, to get to them?
Again, what fascinates...
Is that the wrong way of approaching?
Yeah, because, when you say approaching, you presuppose that people themselves are what they are. I don't think people are persons in the sense of they have some
so
inner
here you're
truth.
Answering the other question about the person.
In a way, yes, that people are not persons in the sense that there is some inner truth, their dreams, whatever, that makes the real core of a person. And I will give you an ultimate answer, which I hope will convince you now. I mean in an absolutely sincere way for a moment, if you can. Forget my tasteless jokes. Jonathan Little's Le Bienveillant, the novel. I think what he did there is precisely, in a way, making the point that I like, that, what always bothers me is this disgusting, again, wisdom. Like, I'm ready to shoot people who claim there was a so-called multicultural wisdom which says an enemy is a person whose inner story we don't know. The idea is clear. We hate someone, but if we were to know his universe from within, we would have seen he also has his side of the story, his experience to tell. Maybe, but the truth of this is extremely limited, I think. Because what always fascinated me is how, if you take even the greatest criminals, Hitler, Stalin, whatever, murderers, I'm quite sure that each of them will be able to tell you a very authentic inner story and so on. I think that our inner truth, when you really open up yourself, you know, this pathetic moment, this is what I am, these are my dreams, my deepest fears, desires, then you really lie. In the case of Nazis and so on, you have this deep inner story to avoid confronting the horror of what you are doing. I think if some Nazi executioner were start to tell you about his inner experience, I would say, your truth is outside. Your truth is what you did there in the camp. I'm not interested in your inner story. Besides, this is the basic Lacanian notion of fantasy as a constitutive lie. Our inner truth is the lie we construct to be able to live with the misery of our actual lives.